Dr. Sherry, and I am sorry I'm a few minutes late. I was actually just sitting here reading. I looked up and I said, oh my goodness, we're live. So let me apologize for not making it live on yesterday. My grandmother's youngest sister. I mean, was the youngest. I don't know if she was the youngest or not, but she's her only living. Well, she was her only living sister, and so she was 99 years old, and so her funeral was yesterday. So I could not make it back to be able to do the live show, but I am here today. All right, and so we got a lot to talk about. Ooh wee! I don't know if this is going to be a long one, but we got a lot of important topics that we need to touch. Okay, all right. Let's see who is in the house. Hi, Harrison. How are you? All right. Hi, Nakia. Hey, Kelly. How are you? How art thou? Hey, Antoinette. How are you? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, Greg. Oh, the whole family is here. Hey, Sharon. How are you? How art thou? All right, you guys. Well, let's get started. Well, first and foremost, let's do some housekeeping. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is put this banner on the screen. There we go. Okay. All right, you guys. So if you have not, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. You already know what happens when you give the thumbs up because it makes it go out a little further. All right. So if you would go ahead and push this out for me, I sure would appreciate it. And if you're watching this on playback, it helps if you do it as well. All right. So go right over there, hit that thumbs up, and let's go ahead and handle that business. And again, welcome, welcome, welcome to everyone who is joining us to hear what is going down. Thank you so much, Miss Sharon. All right. Now I want to talk to the members first. Okay. I want to talk to the members first because I kind of changed something up with the members. Members will still go and we'll have our Let's Talk once a month, every February. But it's hard when I did the one in January. Because remember, we had missed the one in December and I was going to do two in January. I said, it's hard for me to understand what your individual needs are. So what I'm going to do is if you are a member, so let me see who is a member here. So Sharon's a member. So the members have that little sign right there. Okay. So if you are a member, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually give you a free consultation. So therefore we can talk individually. I'll know what your individual needs are and it'll give us a chance to gel. And then when we come back as a group, I kind of know who I'm talking to. All right. So if you are a member, this is what I need you to do. I need you to go to my link bio at I am Dr. Sherry. Okay. So if you'll go there and it'll say consultation, go ahead and schedule your consultations. And the consultations have to be done by June 1st. Let me say it again. They have to be done by June 1st. Okay. So they have to be done by June 1st. And in the notes section, when you actually click on your consultation, I need you to put YouTube member. If you don't put YouTube member, they're not going to allow you to schedule the consultation for free. All right. And so we need you to put YouTube member. Then they'll go and check to see, make sure you are a YouTube member. And then therefore you'll be able to get your consultation. All right. And I think that's a fair way to kind of handle our members. And then we're also going to be doing some great content just for the members as well. But that's a way for me to get to know you guys a little better. All right. So I handled that. And don't forget, you have to have scheduled it by June 1st. Okay. Now let's talk about, I want you guys to understand for those that are status corrected. Now, this is for those that are status corrected. If you're not status corrected, just pause me for a minute. Okay. If you are status corrected, I want you to stop identifying yourself as an ASN. That needs to stop. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Stop identifying yourself. So if you go into court, if you're writing documents or what have you, stop identifying yourself as an ASN or American State National. Cut it. All right. Only thing I want you to say is that you are a lawful person. That's it. or you can say you're a lawful state person. Okay, I need y'all to really, we got to kind of change our terminology, because what's happening out there in the atmosphere, the de facto is getting set off, right? And so a lot of this starts on how we speak. And so what we want to do is we don't want to bring forth ourselves like we're an American state national, because that triggers them. But you can't fight with I'm a lawful person, because that speaks their language, because a person is a what? It's a corporation on their side. But what you're saying is that I'm a lawful one, because I'm the natural man, I'm the natural woman that controls that lawful person. Is that making sense to you? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if that's making sense. Because every time they switch, we need to switch. Every time they move the chess piece on the chessboard, we need to move the chess piece on the chessboard. And what I'm finding is that they're moving the chess pieces and we're just staying back with our regular old way. I want you to start moving the chess pieces too. All right. We need to stay 10 steps ahead of them. So if they change, we're going to change. So then they're going to be like, well, now we got to adjust to this. Okay. They tried to get us with the sovereign citizen thing. We know there's no such thing as a sovereign citizen. It's an oxymoron. So now that's not working anymore. Then now they're trying to get us with, the ASN or the American State National. Well, that's not working anymore, because we're going to switch up. You're going to simply be just a lawful person. Okay. The natural man, the natural woman is the lawful person, because they consider the person the corporation. And that's okay. But what we're telling them is that you are the lawful one. Okay. All right. So I wanted to make sure I brought that forth today, because that's important. Now, I want to talk about your mailings. Do understand that when you allow them to put that metered stamp on your mailings, that's de facto. When you mail things, it's important to use the postage stamps. Okay. When you mail with the postage stamps, and it depends on where you're mailing to. So if you're just like mailing something off and it's no big deal, then and you want them to just use the meter, that's fine. That's no big deal. But if you're mailing something of importance, you need to use the postage stamps, because that puts you in the de jure state. Postage stamps are real money. Stamps that are 1 cent, 2 cent, and I think 3 cent too. I'm not sure about the 3 cent. I'm 100% sure about the 1 cent and 2 cent. They are backed by gold. So that's why when you go to the post office and you ask for 1 cent stamps or 2 cent stamps, they never had them. They're all sold out. Okay. Because Dr. Sherry took them. And I do have some stashed though, because they are the only ones backed by gold. All right. But I wanted you to know that when they use that metered postage, that's the factor. Stamps are actual, the natural man, the natural woman in the de jure state. Okay. Also, remember I told you guys a long time ago, and I'm doing just some reminders now of some things that I see people are doing, especially people that are new to being status corrected. So I want to give forth these reminders. Don't forget that no one should know where you lay your head. That's no one's business. When you live in a private, that's private. Okay? When you are status corrected, you don't have a residence. Okay? You don't have an address. None of that pertains to you. You're literally private. No one knows where you lay your head. So therefore, if you need to operate out of a P.O. box, if you need to operate out of a rural route address, and I already told, go to my video about the rural route address. So I'll show you how to do it, what you need to do, and also how to test it to make sure it works in your area. That's so important. Okay. But you need to start putting it in care of address. All right. So you are writing your address, and then you're putting in the box, in the upper, what's the left-hand corner, in care of. That's so important. Okay, we're just giving reminders today. Now, another reminder I want to give is about if you're employed and you are not volunteering to pay the federal tax anymore for IRS, it's important that you complete your documents correctly. So some of you have done the W-2, some of you are doing the W-4. On the W-4, you can write exempt on there, okay? This is the key. They might try to make you do the W-2 or the W-4 online. No, 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 no. We don't do online. You need to complete it. You need to handwrite it. Okay. Remember, the pen is mightier than the sword. This is so important. The pen is mightier than the sword. So when you handwrite it, you need to mail it in. Mail it in. They're going to try to force you to do it online. Tell them you're not going to do it online. You're going to handwrite it and you're going to mail it in. You know why? Because when they make you do it online, you can't put in the exempt. They already have it programmed where you cannot. All right. So that's another thing that I wanted to remind you of. The next thing is, remember, every year I've been going to the American State National Family Reunion, right? All right. And so this is the third one coming up, and it's going to be where? In my hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Yay! Because it's the 250th anniversary. Okay. So the dates are September 8th through September 15th. If you are in the school, I already put the link so you can go ahead and it's for free, you guys. You can register for free. Okay, you can't stay for free, but you can register for free. You can attend for free. All right, so I put the link in there. Now, if you are wanting to register and you're not in the school, I need you to go to event bookings, or is it events booking? Event booking, I think it is. Event booking, or one of the two, eventbooking.com, and just put in American State National Family Reunion, and it'll pop up. And again, the dates are September 8th through September 15th, and they are preparing that now. And I hope to see you guys there. Y'all know I am going to be in the house. Last year I was a speaker. And then I went to the very first one that they had, which was a small group, but they had it, right? Last year it was a pretty nice, decent group. All right, let's see. W-4 now has an exempt box, but the definitions of how it can be used are different from ours for claiming exemption. All right, so I think directions are in the school on how to handle that, if I'm not mistaken. But again, this is something where I would need to kind of talk to you more, because y'all know a lot of stuff can get changed in translation. So I'm hoping I'm understanding you right, but that might be something we need to discuss. All right. Now, this is what I need to talk to you all about. This is the big conversation for today. And again, today is not going to be a real long one, but this one is a real important one. All right. So y'all know we've been talking about this gold, this silver, this copper. Okay. So history actually repeated itself. And I need you to really understand this. Okay. History repeated itself. In 1980, silver did the same thing that it did. Well, let me go back. Let me start here. On Friday, the precious metals collapsed. And they collapsed big time. This is the thing. If you bought the precious metals back when I told you to buy them, the collapse didn't bother you at all. It just didn't. So what? Okay. It didn't bother you at all, because you had already made a ton of money. All right. If you came in, let's say maybe about a month ago, buying precious metals, which I mean gold and silver, you got hurt on Friday, and they knew it. Now, history repeated itself. And let me explain to you what is going on and what happened. In 1980 and in 2011, 1980 and 2011, and what just happened the other day in 2026, silver did the same exact thing. It kept rising and rising and rising and rising, and then it shot up, and then it collapsed. And people lost a ton of money. So let me explain to you how they lost a ton of money, especially, again, if you came in just within the last month or two purchasing silver. Let's just say if you came in and you purchased it at the $80, $85, okay, because you saw it going, and they were pumping up like it was about to go through the roof, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Right? They were expecting it to go to, and not saying that it still won't, okay, but just what's happening right now. And so what happened when, if you came in like at the $85, silver shot up across $100. I think the highest it went to was $121. So it put everyone in kind of like a panic state as far as those trying to get in to get, that silver when it hit those hundreds and hundreds of dollars that they were talking about. But it did just the opposite. It collapsed. It went back in the other direction. Now, let me explain to you how this works. First of all, let's understand how important silver is. Silver is used in everything, you guys, from your phones to your TVs. Tesla uses silver. You have no idea how silver is used on a daily basis in a lot of the things that we use in our daily lives. Okay, so it's a very important commodity. It's a very important resource. Now in China, what they do is they have refineries, and they're the only place that has the refineries. So they actually take the silver as a precious metal, which is dug out of the earth. They put it in their refineries, and that's how they kind of, make the coins, make the jewelry, because they bring it to a state that it can be used in chips for the phones, whatever they're using it for. That's what the refinery does. That's what the refinery does. Okay. So what is happening right now is that the world woke up to these precious metals. So when the world woke up to the precious metal, now we had already woke up to it. Okay, let's just be clear. If you've been hanging with me, you already woke up to it. You already know what's going on. But the world woke up to it. Now, what makes this so important is that it was competing with the dollar, the United States dollar. So you have the precious, it's like a seesaw. You have the precious metals on this side. You have the United States dollar on this side. And what was happening is that the precious metals was tilting, and it was making the dollar go down. So don't you know that something had to be done to bring the dollar back up? Because what was happening, even sometime last week, you had the precious metals was up, you have the stocks that was up, and the United States dollar was trying to compete with both, but the United States dollar was dipping. It actually went under $1. It was only worth like 95 cents. All right. So what was happening is that they had to make that dollar come back to be important again. So in order to do that, what do you have to do? You got to push the silver. You have to push the gold down. Now, let me just say this too. This is only on paper. If you go right now and you try to purchase some silver, you won't be able to, because the resources are very, very, very low. So the reality is that silver is still worth a lot because you can't get it. But on paper, some type of way, they were able to push the value down from what we see to a low amount. And this is what I'm telling you. This is the people that don't understand who get hoodwinked. Because the silver that you have, the hard silver in your hand, I'm not talking about the paper silver. These banks or what have you, that had all this silver on paper, but when the margin was called, they couldn't produce. They didn't have the real silver. It was all paper. It was all paper. So that number that we're looking at, that amount that we're looking at, whether they say the silver is $75 or $100 and something, it doesn't change the fact of that hard metal that you have in your safety box, okay? Or that hard metal you're able to put in your hand, the value of it is still going to be high because the resources are down. It's a mind manipulation. Are y'all understanding that? Give me a thumbs up if you're understanding what I'm saying, that it's a mind manipulation. Because that's important. If you're tapped into me, I need you to get that. I need you not to be sucked in on the mind manipulation on what the value is of silver. Because the value of silver is still very important because you can't get it. You can't hardly buy it. Okay? China has has taken it and they're not selling it anymore because they understand the importance of it. I don't care what they are saying the value is from the United States. I don't care. It doesn't matter because I know that silver that those that got it, I know the silver that you're holding, I know how important it is. Okay? Only those who came in the last month or two and tried to come in and dip out, those are the ones that just lost a lot of money. And if I were them, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, but let me just say, if I were them, I wouldn't sell a darn thing. I would hold, hold, hold. That is so important for you to understand that. Now, let me see what the silver is today. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was, let me see, did it drop around 75? Let me see what the silver price is today. Let's see. And do understand the difference between the spot price and the margin price, because all of those are different prices. All right, so it looks like it held around $85. It dropped $30. Okay, so the spot price is what you have to actually buy it at, I believe. I think that's what the spot price is. I think that's what you have to purchase it at. And then on top of the spot price, I think that's where they add their little premium price. So if the spot price is $85, they might charge you a premium of $5 on top of that to purchase it. I think that's how you do it. Somebody put it in chat if I got that right. I think I got that right. But if not, correct me. Yeah, so as of today, it's $85.81 an ounce. That's the spot price for a gram, for an ounce of silver, and a gram is $2.76. Okay. The silver spot price can fluctuate by the second, driven by investment, supply, and demand, and other factors. You see the key word there? The key word there was investment. See, it's not an investment like that to us. Like stocks are investment, all that. When you're on this side, when your status corrected, we understand that is really God's money. We understand we're not looking at it like it's an investment for us because it is who we are, because we operate out of a lawful state. We are lawful. Okay. We are the de jure. So we understand the importance of gold and silver because we know who we are. Got it? When you know who you are. Come on, somebody. All right. So that's what that is. Let me see what else I need to tell you guys. Hold on. Let me look at my notes. Let me tell you about the dollar. So the dollar's call letters are DXY. Okay, so if you go and you try to figure out what the price of the dollar is, the call letters are DXY. Let me tell you about this, and then we're going to kind of close out for the day. There are 6 countries that really depend on the USD dollar, DXY. All right, and let me give you the breakdown. So I wrote this down because I wanted to kind of tell you this. So in the United States dollars, the euro is like 57.6% of that US dollar. That's how much backing it has in it. The Japanese yen has 13.6. Okay. The Swedish krona has 11.9%. The British pound is 4.2%. The Swiss franc is 3.6. And what is this? This is something is 9.1%. I can't I hate when I write and I can't understand my own handwriting. What is that? Anyway, another one is 9.1%. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. Okay, that's the 6 countries. So you have these 6 countries that are like, wait a minute now. Okay, hold up. Everything has to kind of stay in point over here because we're invested over here with y'all. Okay, so when this stuff starts fluctuating, it's kind of hurting us and it's hurting them again by the percentages that I just told you. All right. So this is different from BRICS. This is different from, the BRICS nation. Those two are kind of competing with one another because the BRICS nation now, they are all backed by what? Precious metals. Okay. They're backed by, what's that? Brazil, Russia, India, China, Saudi Arabia, South Africa. But there's other countries too that have joined BRICS. And I think Saudi Arabia is one of them. They are all moving their economies with the precious metals. Now you see a actual competition going on between the precious metals, BRICS, okay, those 6 countries that I just told you, all right, with the USD dollar. So what happened? Yes, I believe, this is my opinion only, I believe it was manipulated. How in the world can numbers just go up and go down? That's why I tell people about the stock market. That's why you got to know how to get in. You buy low, you sell high. It's just common sense. Now, with us, we were buying precious metals for years now because we knew what it was for us, because we're de jure, we're lawful. It has a different meaning for us. Do you see what I'm saying? You got to get that. Okay, we're not getting into it like they do with the stocks. Get in and sell and get in and sell and get it. No, they're playing games. And so for those who aren't educated, that's why they were actually probably distraught when it did. But it means nothing to us because we already bought low. All right. So you guys, that's all I have for you today. Look at that. I'm at 30 minutes. Yay. But I hope that gave you an understanding of what happened. I hope you're not living in a state of fear. It is quite okay. Okay, we're good, because a lot of you all that got your silver and your gold or what have you, you got that last year when the silver was like in the $20 and $18. So whatever. What's going on with the government? Hearing a shutdown what happened at midnight tonight. Assembly members are celebrating. Curious why this is good. Yes, I did hear about the government shutdown. Have y'all noticed this? Let me say, thank you for bringing that up, Kelly. Let me just say this. Have y'all noticed that everything is kind of not being brought in the forefront as far as their media is concerned now? Like this big snowstorm they say is coming through, which I don't know if it's coming through or not. They're stating that it's going to be 10 times as worse than what happened a week or two ago. Could this happen? Possibly. Listen, you can't put anything past the de facto. Nothing. But if the government shuts down, that is good for us because it makes our bank have to open. It puts them in another state of almost, let's just say, craziness. Okay? Because think what happened before when they shut down. People weren't able to live because they depend on being a United States citizen. They depend on being taken care of. It doesn't mean anything to us because we have learned how to survive. And especially if you're in the school, you have learned to survive in the de facto. Listen, it's so many testimonies now with me and helping people and teaching them that I can't even listen. It's too many. It's too many of teaching people how to live in a de jure state in the de facto. I keep saying all the time, they're not our enemy. They work for us. What you have to do is you have to move your positioning from being the tail and move into being the head, right? This is what what the Bible tells you, right? I am the head and not the tail. If you are the head, then start acting like you're the head. Move in position of being the head. So about this shutdown, who knows? Don't care, because Kelly, you've been rolling with us for a long time. So even if it shuts down, it means nothing to us, because I know for a fact the people that are in our school, we are chill. People are relaxed. We are not, listen, our emotions do not get set off anymore from all the buffoonery that happens in the de facto. We could care less. We are so far removed from the BS. It's unbelievable. And for those that are in the school, give a thumbs up if you believe what I am telling you. Just give a thumbs up if you've seen a difference in your behavior and understanding who you are, and understanding when the papers come to their resident address. You hear I said their resident address, how it means nothing to you anymore. What used to scare you 3 years ago or 2 years ago does nothing for you now. I just worry about the elder that rely on. And this is the thing, I worry about them too, but you know what would set me free is that I realize I can't help everybody. Okay? I can't help everybody. And that's what has now removed me emotionally. I can't be responsible for everybody. You know why? Because one thing I know is that I've done my part in educating. And I know many of you, especially those that are in our school, have done their part in educating. And I know many of you that have been abused, that have been manipulated, that have been tried to destroy you, and you fought back. And not only did you fight back, but you won. It's too many. It's too many. It's too many to name that. It's too many. I have too many testimonies. I have seen too much. I have seen too many victories. I have seen too many victories listen, and I know this is wrong how I'm going to say it, but I'm going to say it just like this. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I know that's a double negative, but I like how it's said. I like how it rolls out. I like how I said it. But you guys, that's all I have for you today. Let's just keep a watch. Okay, let's just see what happens. But I just wanted to tell you about your Moon today so you can understand. Don't freak out. I have to listen. Okay. Y'all playing numbers, you crashing stuff. Okay. At the end of the day, your numbers can reflect whatever you want. I know y'all don't have no silver. That's what I know. That's a fact. I know you have no for real silver. No matter what you want the reflection to be as far as the silver is concerned, whatever number y'all want to bring forth today, whatever manipulation you want to do with the interest rates going up and going down, none of that matters to us anymore. Because first of all, we don't even pay interest. If you have your passport card, you know that number in the back relinquish you from paying like taxes and stuff, right? You just got to learn how to use it. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Don't forget, if you are a member, go to the link bio. Where is it? Go to the link bio, / I am Dr. Sherry, and schedule your consultation so we can have one-on-one, so we're not kind of all over the place. And then we come back and meet together as members in February. I'll kind of know how to, gauge the conversation and which way it needs to go. All right, you guys, I love you so much. Until next time. And don't forget, join me back for Case Watch is going to be good. Oh, my goodness. Come back. Okay, you got to come back. Okay, you got to join me. All right, until next time. Bye.